Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we are back into the said video, and yeah, I'm looking for the, if you will, the three-race or multi-race polling, but I guess they got rid of it because they just didn't want to show us the bad news that is coming straight in from a poll, the most accuratest poll in the said country. Not only that, but the most accurate poll in the world, and that is introducing to you Atlas Intel, which in most elections has a margin of error by 2%. Okay, 2%. And that is, as you know, within the margin of error for most said polls. And very accurate, most accurate pollster, as you should know. And guess what? It's predicting Donald Trump wins by 3. That is huge. A 3-point win for Donald Trump. And a lot of people say, oh, you just say it's the most accurate poll. It is the most accurate poll because if you look, this poll pretty much predicted Biden would win in 2020, but was just off by, I would realistically, 2 points by popular vote. Just off by 2 points. And it also has predicted international elections, as for example this year's election in France, as well as different elections around the world. I'm sure you looked at, we talk a lot about different international elections around the world, and yeah, this poll has been used. This polling group has been used in these said different countries around the world. So the fact is, oh, it's just one poll, they'll tell us, just one poll. Well, out of many Harris polls, but this not only tells us on the top, Atlas Intel, which predicts, of course, a Trump win, but it also shows all the Looney Tune polls and how accurate they are most of the time. So Quinnipiac University is an example of a poll that is complete Looney Tunes. This poll, as you should know, predicted was off by 8.45 for in a poll as you should know, 2020, predicting Biden would win. They were off by 8.45. Okay, now realistically, let's see. Tim Wall. Why am I saying that? Okay. 51 plus. This is Quinnipiac, okay? Quinnipiac was predicting plus 8 points. Let's see. 8.45, okay? All right. Wow. Quinnipiac was predicting that Joe Biden would win a landslide in the popular vote. 59%. Wow. 59%. If what the heck? I keep saying Biden, but if this happened to be a said, this is what if Quinnipiac was right about this, this is pretty much what a said a 59% landslide would mean for said, in this case, Joe Biden in 2020. Okay, this is pretty much what it's looking like. You could arguably say Alaska flips. It really does depend. It doesn't really change the margin. But yes, you have big cities, like big states with big populations like Texas, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio. They are contributing to the 59%. That's 130 votes altogether. This is what Quinnipiac University was predicting. And I mean, I won't make fun of them because guess who else was predicting? Guess this is the exact electoral map of let's see. I could go to YouTube right now and look. Well, nah, I'm not going to. But let's Talk Elections actually predicted that it would look like this. Can you believe, like, it's this? Let's Talk Elections. LTE says, we choose no side. We choose. We are in the middle. We tell it as it is. Really? I mean, let's give it to LTE. The polls were saying that Joe Biden was supposed to win by so much in 2020. Poll results. They don't want to show us the polls, but yes, 2020 opinion polling. Let's see. Election. 2020 opinion polling on the 2020 election. What that gives us. Nationwide opinion polling for the 2020 election. Yeah, this is the two-way. Yeah, Joe Biden supposedly, this is the 2020 said results, but the average said 7.9. Okay, that's not 59%. So, sorry, I don't give Let's Talk Elections any credit for this bogus, and I mean bogus, electoral college prediction. Everyone goes around telling me that I'm biased, that I'm saying, oh, Trump's gonna win. Well, here's the thing. I am biased. You're right, because my description says I'm a conservative, right-wing populist channel. Okay? It clearly says I'm biased. The difference between me and LTE, I can admit, yes, I'm a conservative and I'm proud of it. I'm a Trump supporter and I'm proud of it. But LTE is so weak and so cowardly that he can't even admit that he's a left-wing propagandist. You could say that I'm a propagandist. Whatever. It's your belief. Your belief. I can't make you change your mind. Whatever. But yeah, you'll see LTE, he can't even say he is pro-Biden. He can't even say that. I bet he said he did admit he is supporting Biden. I can guarantee you he probably said, you know what? We support Joe Biden on his channel. But he's probably painting as that's the way that the average centrist should go. No! The average centrist, you critically thinks, right? Be a critical thinker and think, okay, am I going to gain better from Trump or am I going to gain from Harris, right? And it looks like I'm not going to gain anything from Kamala Harris because she is incumbent right now and she is saying things that she will do in office. Even though you're technically in office right now, you're the vice president, and if you could do it, you could do it now. But Kamala Harris thinks we're dumb. Kamala Harris thinks she has no right to question sleepy Joe Biden in the White House or the Oval Office. She has no right, but you do. You are the second in command. You're the second advisor. You're the first to turn to for recommendations, Madam Vice President. So yes, I mean, he didn't appoint you as the border czar for nothing. The border czar has a responsibility to update the president on how the border's going. It's fine, Mr. President. Yeah, people are dying. Women are getting raped, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's the sole reality of the situation. So this is Looney Tunes Kunapek prediction, right? This is Kunapek's 2020 prediction. The actual average prediction, I can remember by heart, I believe. Ohio was going for Trump. So was Iowa. Texas was holding on to a thread. So was Montana. This was the average, okay? This was the 2020 average, okay? And really, the average was underestimated Trump in states like Florida and North Carolina, okay? It underestimated Trump in those states. I mean, let's technically count, they also underestimated Trump in the 2nd district. And guess what? As usual, they're underestimating Trump there again, because they turn and they say, oh, look, Democrats won that district in 2020. But then again, this district, this is a House of Representative election. Politics is different in the U.S. Congress than it is in national elections. I've seen people in interviews saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm probably going to vote for Trump, but will probably vote Democrat in the down ballot races." That's how a lot of people go. They vote some way. Like Dick Cheney, for instance, is most likely going to go and vote Republican all down ballot, and as usual, and as you should know, he endorsed Kamala Harris, so we know that he'll probably circle Kamala Harris. It's not like his vote's going to do any damage. It's Wyoming. It is freaking Wyoming. Do you think the Dick Cheney vote is going to work? No. Go Dick. Go vote Dick. Whatever. Go vote for Kamala. Go vote for Kamala. And while you're at it, go get some more testosterone while you're out there. Okay? So, interestingly enough, you got silly Looney Tune polls like Quinnipiac that was predicting Joe Biden to pick up like 400 electoral votes. Well, almost 500 electoral votes. And yeah, it's the most inaccurate poll in the country. Out of all the polls, Quinnipiac is the most inaccurate. Let's take a look at polls regarding the 2024 race again. Yeah, looks super scary. Oh, we're so scared. Look at that. Oh, super, super, super scary. I mean, like, let's take out the blue. We're seeing things color coded. You just see Kamala Harris, Trump, Kamala, Trump, Kamala, Trump, tie, Kamala, Trump, tie, Kamala, Trump. Like, let's just not think like that. Let's actually look at the numbers, and let's actually look where the poll source is coming from, and let's actually pull up the actual poll and the accuracy of the polls, okay? Let's take a look at Quinnipiac. I can guarantee you Quinnipiac, like this one right here, Quinnipiac was actually pretty accurate, which means you've seen how bad Quinnipiac really is. And I'm sure it's in the margin of error. True. We'll let Quinnipiac slide with this one, but I can guarantee you we can find some pathetic source from Quinnipiac. So Quinnipiac hasn't even done a poll since. But yeah, Quinnipiac was predicting a Trump plus 8. What am I saying? Yeah. An 8-point extra win for Joe Biden in 2020. Like, seriously? What about most recent polls, like the data for progress? Harris plus 4. Data for progress. Okay. And who knows, maybe data for progress could actually be on the top. But we'll see. Data. Oh, yeah, here's data for progress. It's up there, but look at that margin. It predicted Joe Biden wins by extra 4.28. That is ridiculous. Doing the math, 51 plus 4.28. That's okay. That is going to be a 55. Joe Biden wins by 55%. That's still a landslide in the Electoral College. I don't know. Joe Biden's probably picking up Texas or Florida, North Carolina. I would say arguably this is what a data for progress is technically saying it would look like. This is just pathetic. This is brutal. This is abuse. Like, look at that. Yeah, and guess what? They were wrong. They were wrong about Texas. They were wrong about North Carolina. They were wrong about Florida, and they were wrong about the district of the 2nd District of Maine. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. We have left-wingers going around, LTE, that are saying, okay, Harris is totally going to win in November. Look at how many polls she's winning. Yeah. Let's pull up the polls and their sources and see how bad they were off from, compared to 4 years ago. Okay? Yeah, average-wise, this is what it's looking like. North Carolina's going to flip, guys. Taking a look at North Carolina average-wise, and it's silly. It is absolutely silly. We have polls from, like, let's see. Yeah, you'll see. Harris is barely clinging on to it by 0.2. Trump is winning the most recent polls. So ideally and realistically, this should be overturned. Like Quinnipiac University. Yeah, and that's another pathetic poll from North Carolina. Yeah, the Quinnipiac poll was the sole reason why, of course, North Carolina went back to Harris. And let's remind ourselves about Quinnipiac University all the way down to the bottom. So my average and my sole opinion is Donald Trump's winning North Carolina by a lot. He's probably winning it by 3. Because let's count out the BS polls. Trump is like, exclude Quinnipiac. Morning Consult. Let's see, where's Morning Consult? Yeah, Morning Consult's in the middle. It's predicted a extra 4.74 advantage for Joe Biden. And as you should know, that's even worse. That's like 56%. That's even worse. So ideally, Morning Consult was saying, this. Yeah, look at that. That's what Morning Consult's saying. No! It's, I don't know, you could possibly say Ohio flips at that point. But no. And this is what I'm talking about. Exclude Morning Consult. It's saying it's a tie. Ah ha ha. Really funny. Survey USA. What's Survey USA? Where is Survey USA? All the way down at the bottom below Morning Consult. They're going ahead and they're saying, oh, Kamala Harris is winning by 3. Oh, wow. 3 points. It's not even in the margin of error. Margin of error is usually supposed to be within 3 points. It's out. It's 4.9. This is ridiculous. And here we get the most poll sources. Poll sources can choose to rather register polls, what these polls are not. Like, let's see, the Looney Tune polls, like The Hill, along with the race to the White House, they registered the BS Quinnipiac University poll, which has, I mean, it's in the margin of error, and that's probably why they registered it. And I'm being honest with you, polls that aren't in the margin of error, they toss it in the garbage. That's how it usually goes. But yeah, understandable. But ever since then, it's been Trump wins in North Carolina. Then you have the Bloomberg Morning Consult. Okay, Bloomberg and Morning Consult did it together. Where is Bloomberg? Monmouth, YouGov, New York Times is also bad. Siena College, Survey Monkey. Yeah, Trafalgar's even. Yeah, these, I would say the top 3 are better. Insider Advantage, Harris Insights and Analytics, Rasmussen's a conservative poll, and it's even on the top. The Looney Tunes polls that are saying Harris is going to go ahead and win record numbers is just below Rasmussen. Okay, and I can think, you know what, Rasmussen is being a little too biased, but at least Rasmussen is accurate. Not as accurate as Harrison Insights, and I guess that's more of a liberal one too. But all these silly Looney Tune polls, which is a lot where the Harris said, I would say the said Harris wave is coming from. It's not even a wave. It's coming from there. I'm guessing Morning Consult is with Bloomberg. Same deal. It's at 474. But yeah. So we had a lot to talk about with the coming numbers. But yes, the most accurate poll is saying Trump wins by 2. Am I taking this to heart? No. Let's see. Atlas Intel predicted a Biden win by 2.1. Okay. Last math equation. 53. That is way better. That is way better. And I can guarantee you, you know what? Maybe Biden isn't winning Texas. He's probably winning North Carolina. And Trump barely wins Florida by an inch. This is probably what the said what it's called Atlas Intel was predicting. This was way more realistic. Not bombastic like all these other polls that were saying Texas goes blue, Ohio goes blue, and North Florida goes blue by a wave. North Carolina goes blue by a wave. Yeah, I think we get too ahead of ourselves. And they just look at the energy of the crowd and they just make an electoral map. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Reagan movie once again displayed, you know what? It currently said Ronald Reagan became the Donald Trump of the 1980s for a while. He was very well hated. The youth, I believe it was millennials, Gen X was coming out and they were throwing their big tantrums about Reagan and being an ultra conservative. And guess what? That was 1984. And what ended up happening was Reagan swept Mondale in the 1984 election in the Electoral College. He also won the Electoral College in a landslide. The Electoral College in a landslide along with the popular vote. So the thing is, all this is propaganda. All this is propaganda. They may not be intentionally doing this, but I think it really does show and where it's kind of going, what the real intent, what side you're kind of playing on, what your opinion is. My opinion, Trump's gonna win. He has the numbers to win. Harris is gaining numbers, but that doesn't mean she wins. Everyone thinks just because she gains numbers doesn't mean she wins. No. Harris needs to gain more, not just all the numbers Biden carried in 2020, but she needs to carry more than that. Because if she does not overperform Joe Biden in Wisconsin, Arizona, and Georgia, it is over. North Carolina is already for Donald Trump. It is set in stone. It's for Donald Trump. And even if she picks up Pennsylvania, Michigan, everyone says Pennsylvania is the state that decides the election. No. I used to say that. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's actually these three states. Because just think, Donald Trump needs to move the pendulum 0.3% in each three states. Move it like not even an inch to the right. Donald Trump wins each three states. He wins the election. It's these three states that decide the election. Period. So stop sweating about Pennsylvania. Stop sweating about Michigan. These are the states that we really need to focus on to win. Period. So what do you guys think in regards to the most accurate poll results? Atlas Intel declaring that Donald Trump will win. Obviously, I am skeptical that he's going to win by 2. I think Electoral College, popular vote-wise, it's going to be extremely close. It's either Trump wins by point some number or Harris wins by 1 point. But anyway, that's not the most important thing to predict. The most important thing to predict is the college, because the college is what will determine the leader and the winner overall. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. As always, see you all in the next political episode.